Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sully Squad. We got a lot to get into tonight. We got a Phillies with a great weekend. Took 3 or 4 from San Diego. Unfortunately, as you see in the headline here, though, it was kind of damper on it, obviously, because the MVP broke his thumb. So we'll have to see the impact of that injury. So we had a big Phillies weekend. We had the Sixers. I want to say they did what we wanted them to do in the draft because I kind of wanted a proven commodity. So I was happy with the Sixers trade. We're going to get into some NHL Finals talk, and we're going to get into some Sixers free agency. How can we get this team to be championship level? So we're going to get into it here. I got my usual cast, except I got an extra guy here because my man Sean Kilrain, the killer, is back. He's right to my left. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you back, bro. And I got Euro Paul in the top right. What's up, Paul? How you doing?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. And I got Mr. Diego the Hammer Bianchi, Mr. 6 for 6, as Pat would say.
I'm over here praying. You see this? See the cross right here?
Yeah.
Over here praying we get KD, baby. What's up?
Well,
what's up? You hearing the rumors?
Yeah.
We definitely going to get into that, because I'd give up. I think a lot of people give up their firstborn to get KD.
Is Brooklyn going to deal with us again?
Hey, doesn't hurt, right?
Yeah, well, I don't hurt them. They got a good deal.
Yeah.
They got Seth Curry and Ben Simmons out of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's just only his division. That's all, and it's proven. KD's proven. You know what I mean?
See, we already know basketball is just like wherever the guy wants to go, that's where he's going. So if he wants to go to the Sixers, that's where KD's going to end up.
Yeah, and the window's slowly closing. I say you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll get to that for sure.
To give up what Matisse, Maxey.
Well, that starting 5 ain't need fuck with though, man. That starting 5 be ridiculous though.
Yeah, do it. Shit, I'm all in.
I mean, here's the thing. I love Maxey. Obviously, I think Maxey's a future star.
Great.
And also, let's keep it real. I mean, I feel like the Nets could get better offers for KD, but let's just play the dream scenario. Let's just say that KD wants to come to Philadelphia and play with Embiid. I mean, I think you'd have to do it. I mean, even if it took Thibault, Maxey, Harris, a couple pick swaps, and a pick, you'd have to do it because, I mean, dude, if you put Embiid and KD on the same squad with Harden, and then you could even start a Melton, and then maybe you could go take on the salary dump with the Knicks and take on a guy like Cam Reddish, start Cam Reddish at the 3, bring in a couple vet minimum guys that. Can you imagine Embiid and KD on the same squad?
As long as they stay healthy, then we're good.
Yeah.
We're gravy.
And I think more players like Joey brought up, free agency or whatever, will want to come here because of the pedigree and the lineup of the team. It's scary.
Not even that. It's not even like we're just going and grabbing a star. He don't fit no holes. You know what I'm saying? KD fits so many holes in his team.
Absolutely.
He can rebound. He's long. He actually can play pretty good defense for being as skinny as he is. Yeah. And he can shoot from anywhere on the court. And he can create his own shot. He literally fills like every void the Sixers looking for. So a guy who's long can get out to the wing and contest a shot real quick. He does things like that.
I can see him here. At first, I didn't kind of see him here, but I see him fit in the mold, and I think he'll bring something out of Embiid, and hopefully we see a better Harden, not a younger Harden, like a better Harden than we saw when we traded him.
See, if you get KD, the Harden we got might be enough.
Yeah.
Well,
if you get KD, we're expecting what? 25 from KD a night, 30 from Joe. Harden gets you 15. There's your 80 from them 3. You just need a Cam Reddish to come and hit 2 threes. You know what I mean? If PJ Tucker is going to get you some boards and some layups.
Oh yeah.
Then when you got 3 guys like that, you could just fit needs now because KD does so many things on the court. And he does so many things on the court.
If we sign someone, or if we trade for KD, what does that do for options for the bench though? Because they can't play 40-some minutes every night. So I mean, are we still gonna have a bench? We're going to have still a problem with Korkmaz and Niang and those.
Well, that's where that's where you get a guy like a Daniel House that comes in to ring chase. And if you had KD and Embiid with Harden out there, a guy like Daniel House would be perfectly fine. He could play some defense and hit some open threes. You know, you go and you try to get a guy like a Cam Reddish. There's a guy from Oklahoma City. I think his name is like no, not him. But there's a guy Kettrick Williams or something. I think his name is. But he's like a banger. He can shoot a little bit. Like you would get guys like that would fill like specific roles. I mean, I hear you, Paul, because I know we need depth. And I'm an advocate of trying to get deeper because I think you do need to get deeper. But I mean, if you had a chance to add an all-time great like KD, as much as I love Maxey, I think you'd have to do that.
So I'll take Maxey, Thibault, and all them, right? Harris, all them.
They can have honestly, they can have everybody. Everybody besides Embiid, and they're not taking Harden back, obviously. They can have Melton, they can have Milton, they can take Doc Rivers if they want to, and Daryl Morey. Who really cares?
How much is KD making though? How much is he going to be making?
Well, we don't have a bench right now, is my point, right? So if you don't have a bench right now, you can make a trade for KD, then you're still stuck in the same problem with a way better player than anybody you can have. Possibly the best player in the NBA when he's at 100%.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
I might not matter much. Now imagine a scenario like this. We make that trade for KD. Harden doesn't opt into his contract. He takes less money on an extension, and we go and sign a guy like PJ Tucker. You know what I mean? Now you added a guy with real grit who can – now you can play Isaiah Joe at the end of the bench, and hopefully PJ Tucker can come in and play that Draymond Green kind of role where he shows these younger guys how to play.
Paul Reed.
You know what I mean? And that's where Paul Reed comes in. That's where Isaiah Joe comes in. That's where Jaden Springer comes in. Mm-hmm. These guys, when you do something like sign a KD, you got to give them so much. These guys are going to have to learn how to play in the NBA quick.
Well, I think they're going to want to play. It's either put up or shut up, really. You know,
right? And you see Bruce Brown, right? Bruce Brown, a dude from the Nets. That dude's a bum. With KD and Kyrie, he had games where he had triple doubles.
Yeah,
he brings out the best in him. Yeah, you're right.
Like, and that dude's he's a bum. Watch him, and KD and Kyrie leave. Nets are going to be a disaster, and he's going to be a disaster.
Well, I was going to say if you had three bona fide superstars on the floor, a guy like Isaiah Joe I think you could get away with playing a guy like Isaiah Joe 15 minutes a night because he literally could just you just tell him lock yourself in the gym and just hit and just get ready to hit open jumpers, and that's all you got to do.
I agree, 1,000%.
You know, and then there's guys like Wesley Matthews out there. He's a little long of tooth. But I mean, if you had superstars, you could get a guy like a Wesley Matthews. Wesley Matthews has been on good teams before. He's played with the Bucks and he's played with the Blazers and Bucks, and he's played with what's his face, Giannis and everything. So
So Brian Windhorst said that James Harden can't even sign an extension or opt in or something like that until August. So he said don't expect much movement on what the Sixers are going to do until around August unless KD becomes available. Because and it ain't just going to be the Sixers in on this sweepstakes either. You know, everyone who's got a chance to win the championship is in on KD with whatever the Nets want. So we got to be able to match their offer. So, I mean,
well, that's pretty much the problem. That's why I feel like KD to us is kind of like a really, really big long shot because all these other teams have a lot to offer. Yeah. And KD signed for 4 years and he doesn't have a no trade. But by the same token, though, if he says he wants to come to Philly, I mean, the Nets could do worse than Tyrese Maxey, Harris, Thibault, and I mean that's not a terrible offer.
Well, honestly, if we're being real, Maxey might be the most valuable player that any team can give.
Exactly.
But Sixers are potentially, if he just hit his full potential, he's Bradley Beal. He's a perennial all-star. You know, if he's going to shoot 45% from the three, we're giving the best player available. The only reason we're moving Maxey is because we're trying to extend Embiid's window. And Maxey might just be a little bit too young to be able to fill every single need during the Embiid window.
Right. Well, and also none of us want to give up Maxey, but I mean, you know, to pair KD with Embiid, I mean,
Scary.
that's something because you're talking 3 to 4 years of having 3 future Hall of Famers on the team at the same time. I mean, you can't not do that.
Right. That's what I asked you. What is KD's years left on his contract?
KD signed for 4 more.
Four
He
more.
signed for 4 more years, and then
Okay.
you figure going forward, you would have Harden for like 3 to 4, Embiid for 3 to 4, KD for 3 to 4. So you have like a 3 to 4 year window. Try to win a championship each and every one of those years, and then after that, then it's back to tanking, baby. Roll out the Sherman.
Then it is what it is. Then you're a lottery team for 2 years in a row. You pick 8 and 9. You know what I'm saying? You get a couple players that can make a difference. That's whatever. That's for the future. We haven't won a championship since I wasn't born. I wasn't born for like 10 years after the last time we won a championship. So honestly, I'm not really worried about the future. Give whatever you have to give to get a championship now.
Yeah,
I can go the next 15 years waiting for the next one. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our man Pat Bernard the Gobbler. You could check his show out Sunday mornings at 9:00. He's asking a question here. Are you guys happy with the upgrade to the bench with DeAnthony Milton? I definitely am. I thought it was a great move. Because the kid's only 24 years old. Anybody that we would have gotten in the draft probably wouldn't have been ready to contribute this year. So
and he shot 37% from the field from 3 last year too.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Kid can steal, kid can shoot. Only thing is his downfall is he didn't show up in the playoffs like the Jazz, but.
Everyone keeps saying that he didn't show up, but he's only been in the league for 4 years. So, how much playoff experience do he even have?
Yeah, none more Danny Green. But dude, after that injury, man, he's not gonna be right for a long time if he gets back to ever getting back to what he was. And
I want no parts of Danny Green back.
Salary too. So.
And now, like the rumor is, if PJ Tucker comes here, that's your new Danny Green. So I'm cool.
Yeah, I heard we're the favorites to sign him right now. Yeah,
3-year, $30 million.
Yeah,
what they're saying. But
I'll tell you what, without a move though, without another move, that don't make us good enough to win a championship.
Nah.
Oh no.
That don't even get us out of the second round. We're still in the same exact place with PJ Tucker on this team or not. We don't beat Miami with PJ Tucker.
It's not even.
I don't believe. Do you guys think we beat Miami even with PJ Tucker on this team?
A healthy Embiid, yeah, I do, because I think we might have beat Miami with a healthy Embiid.
Well,
this
the thing
year.
is,
I'm hearing too.
I don't mean with a healthy Embiid. I mean this situation might come back again. Embiid's never healthy towards the end of the season. So is he a player that can pick this team up a little bit to help him beat out? No, I don't think he is. So you put him on the same team against the same series with the same situation, we don't get out the second round.
Yeah, but they don't have Tucker. We do.
What's that matter? At one point, Tucker wasn't even on the court.
Yeah.
They were still doing.
I heard Hero could be out there too, though.
Tucker's 37 years old.
Yeah, no.
Father time hits you pretty quick.
Yeah.
1 year you look like you're good, and by the next playoff you look like you're done. Ask Andre Iguodala.
Yeah.
Seems like the second round has our number. We can't even get past that. But
yeah,
I'm kind of hoping Paul Reed gets a lot more minutes this year, right?
Yeah,
which he should have. He should have been with them. He should have. Like Eric Spoelstra has this thing. If you don't play 500 minutes during the season, you don't play in the playoffs, right? The reason he does that is because, I guess by analytics or something, they see if you give a guy 500 minutes, they're going to be able to learn and at least learn how to play in your system.
Yeah.
Paul Reed was like, oh, we'll get DeAndre Jordan and put him in. If he just played Paul Reed the whole entire time, not saying he would have been much different, but he would have been more NBA acclimated. He would know when to take a foul, when not to take a foul, when to jump for a ball, when not to jump for a ball. You play 12 minutes a game. What are you learning?
Yeah.
That's what I said. Remember when we talked last? I wanted him to play more because it gives him that experience.
Exactly.
And from what I heard is he's in the gym. He's packing on some muscle, and he's doing like you said, shooting. The only way you're going to get better is practice.
Right. Same with Isaiah Joe. Everyone's like, oh, can Isaiah Joe
help us? Talking about practice.
How do we know if Isaiah Joe can help us if he didn't play him?
True.
You got to
get
give
him
him a
minutes.
lot of minutes.
But that's the thing with Doc Rivers. Like I think Joey brought up to me, he doesn't like to play these players.
Well,
Get them out there, like you said. Let them see what they're about, and then you can say, you know what, Paul Reed, or nah, he's our guy, or he's not our guy. You're not going to know.
100%.
Well, they need to find like one of them need to be as like established center behind Embiid. No more signing these old washed up veterans that be every year after year after year. Like hopefully Reed or Bassey can step up this year.
Well, they're saying they're both looking good, and they're probably going to be the backups, I think, on this team. Either Paul Reed or Bassey, whoever takes the job.
Young and hungry, man.
I think Doc Rivers is going to play Paul Reed.
Oh yeah,
because he likes to go small with Harden. You know what I mean? Paul Reed can run. That's one thing he can do is get up and down the court.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Reed's one of the few guys on the team that has athleticism, because that's one thing. That's one thing this team really needs is athleticism. I mean, you look at the team, you look at the Bostons and Milwaukee's and Golden State. I mean, all these teams have great athletes, and then you look at the Sixers, and it's like they're just like they're like slow and plodding, except for Maxey.
See what I mean? That's exactly what Paul Reed would have learned. Like you see, Paul Reed when he was playing in the playoffs, he'd catch a ball from Harden. If he just goes straight up with it, it's a dunk or it's a foul. He was putting it on the floor. Mm-hmm. Well, if you gave the guy more time, and every time he made that mistake, you coached him up from it, he might not make that mistake come playoff time. He would have went up with a lot of plays, dude. He was putting the ball on the floor, and I'm like, dude, you just go up with it. You're getting fouled, or you're dunking.
Follow through and commit to it. Yeah, don't stop. Yeah.
Thibault, same thing. Thibault would do the same thing. He was so scared of like getting his shot messed with. He wouldn't go up strong, and a lot of times he'd go put the ball on the floor. What are you doing? Coach these guys up. Don't put the ball on the floor. Go strong. Get fouled.
I let him go Thibault too. His defense is good, but after what he showed me with the vaccination, with the Raptors series, be gone. See ya.
I hate Thibault. Yeah. I never will. I feel like we can go back on our show to like a time where everybody was commenting, he's untouchable. He's untradeable. And I was like, Thibault is trash. Thibault is trash. And everyone's like, what's everyone saying now? Thibault is trash.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. His defense doesn't outweigh the liability he is on offense. I mean, they definitely need a better two-way player. That's why, like, I'm like we're saying this free agency outlook. Now, this guy's not a free agent, but I'm all about helping the Knicks get rid of Cam Reddish, because I was reading articles. I was reading articles that said the Knicks want to get off of Cam Reddish. So we would need a three-way deal because we don't have any cap space either. But if you're telling me that we could trade like a Korkmaz and like a couple second rounders to like a team that has cap space, and then the Knicks trade like a first rounder to that team, and then we take Reddish, they get the cap room. You know what I mean? To get, because the Knicks want to get Jalen Brunson, But basically, if you're telling me we could just give up Korkmaz and a couple second round picks and we upgrade to Cam Reddish. I mean, Cam Reddish was a lottery pick a couple years ago.
Dude, he's young.
Right.
I would definitely take a chance on him.
Good.
I'm down for Cam Reddish.
I would.
So here's the things. Forget the KD pipe dream. All right. So let's just say, all right, we just added Melton, and let's say we add a PJ Tucker. And then let's say, hopefully we say hypothetically we do get a Cam Reddish, and we come back with this core four of Maxey, Harden, Embiid, Harris, and then say you start like Cam Reddish, and then you have like Thibault off the bench with Melton, the young guys. Can this team, with a year of cohesion, do you think they can make a run next year? Because they only had 20-some games to play together. Paul, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't really think that does it, man. To tell you the truth, I really don't. Like, I still see early exit again. Like, I just don't think we have enough right now. With that.
I agree. It's like we're missing that, like back to the KD, like another superstar in order to make it complete. But.
Yeah, but I mean, but obviously we want to get KD, but to play devil's advocate, though, I mean, how many superstars do you? I mean, Embiid is arguably one of the top 2 or 3 most dominant forces in the league. Maxi's a young star that's coming on, and Harden slowed down a little bit, but he still has that veteran guile and wit. And then Tobias Harris. I mean, like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, how many stars do you? I mean, Christ, how many stars do they need? You know what I mean?
Like, here's my take on it. With the healthy Embiid,
with the bench so weak, you need it.
With the healthy Embiid, we could beat any team in the NBA.
Yeah, healthy Embiid. He's never healthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I watched these whole entire playoffs, and there was only 2 players that I thought no team had any answer for when they're 100% healthy. Steph Curry and Joel Embiid. They're the only 2 guys that no other team has any answer for defensively, right? But Embiid got hurt, and his game changed so much that we weren't even playing the way we played how he was playing with as an MVP. So we don't know how this year goes if Embiid's fully healthy, playing at the MVP level he was in Game 60. You know what I'm saying? This might be I think we could beat Miami with a healthy Embiid. That's why I said with PJ Tucker on this team in the same situation, which I fear we could see this a lot going in the playoffs with Embiid. He's going to be beat up over an 82-game season. He's not going to be enough. So, yeah, do I feel like Sixers can compete next year? It all depends on how Embiid can stay healthy, because I think the guy's just.
You're right.
I think the guy's. He's unbelievable. Like, he can take over a game, Shaq-wise, Steph Curry-wise, in a different way. Yeah. That's why everyone on TV was like, if you think Jokic is the MVP of this league, you're crazy. You're not watching the game, because you can watch the game. You see how someone imposes their will on the game, and Embiid can impose it when he's playing at his top level. So. It all depends on Embiid, and if Harden can get back to 80% of what Harden is, we're competing with anybody.
Yeah, well, Pat Bernard brings up a good point here. He says upgrading the bench makes.
You add KD, it's a wrap. You add KD, we win the next 2 championships. I would say almost guaranteed. Put your house on
it. Exactly. I mean, we're all in agreement, even as huge Tyrese Maxey fans. That if you get a chance to get Embiid, I'm driving him to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Like,
I think we beat Miami if we have KD and Embiid hurt. And Embiid playing at 80%, Harden playing at 80%, and 100% KD, we beat the Miami Heat.
Well, it's basically pick your poison with any 3 of them, regardless hurt or not hurt. You're right, but it would be scary if we get those. I mean, get KD, man, because like you said. He plays everywhere on that court,
and he plays defense. He plays defense too.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you
KD's a leader. KD's a leader. I feel like when you see him on the court, he's always the one like taking the initiative of talking and doing what the leader does.
He's the silent killer, man. He leads. Yeah.
Well, look at last year. Last year you had a hurt Kyrie Irving. And you had a Harden out there limping around on a hamstring, and KD by himself almost beat the world champion Milwaukee Bucks. If it wasn't for his toe being on that line, he hits a game-winning 3-pointer in round 2, and they probably win the whole John.
I agree.
Well, if they don't win the whole John, they lose to Phoenix. But either way, he gets them there.
Without the COVID restrictions, I think this season's a whole different season. With Kyrie only playing 20 games, you know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons not playing. If KD has them 2 guys playing, see, that's what the Nets are going to be like, the team that never was. Because you add Ben Simmons' defense to how good them 2 guys are on offense, it's almost like an unstoppable team. And no one's ever going to be able to see it, because I really think this Brooklyn thing's going to blow up.
Yeah. But you know what, though? As a pure basketball fan, I pray that it blows up, though, to be quite honest with you, because Brooklyn is the example of a couple guys just getting together and being like, hey, Kyrie, let's go to Brooklyn. All right, KD, let's go, dog. And then, I feel like this is a good example that you need ownership and you need a good, like perfect example, Golden State Warriors are a great organization. Yep. Miami Heat are a great organization. I hate to say it, but the Boston Celtics are a very good organization.
Great organization.
So, we always have been.
So, do you need talent? Yes. Do you need great players? Yes. But it's not just great players and great talent. You need the whole organization. Like to me, if KD and Kyrie went there and just literally called all the shots and they won like 2 or 3 titles, honestly, I feel like long term it would be really a detriment to the league. In fact, I think there's going to be a lockout in the NBA in a couple years because I think people that buy these teams are getting tired of this bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, the players calling the shots.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The thing is, though, if the Brooklyn thing blows up, and then we're sitting here like, I hope the Brooklyn thing blows up because these teams are doing this. And then we go inside KD.
I know.
We did that. We put our
Same thing, yeah.
together with Embiid. And I'm cool with it as long as we're the ones doing it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm cool. As long as they don't lock out that year that we get them.
Brooklyn does it. We're like, screw them, dude. They're ruining the league. We do it. We're like, championship.
Yeah, but to play devil's advocate though, we're kind of not though, because Brooklyn is all Brooklyn did to get. My point is all Brooklyn did to get Kyrie and KD is clear out salary cap space, and those 2 dudes decided to go there.
That's true. That's true. We had to deplete our whole thing.
Now, to get KD, we got to give away a budding star in Maxey. An overpaid but very good player in Tobias Harris, and then
that's true.
And none of us, we're all kind of out on Thibault, but we are giving up a quote unquote elite young defensive player who can serve a purpose on the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's
if you
not
look at
like
it that way. It's not the same thing. You're right.
Because like these guys, like all right, it's like the Miami Heat. Like Miami Heat had cap space. They get Chris Bosh. D Wade stays, and then they get Chris Bosh and they get LeBron, and then they're a super team. Like,
right.
And that's only because they had cap space. Like, they didn't do anything. They just have it basically is Pat Riley and South Beach and being like, "Yo, LeBron, why don't you come down to Florida?" All right, bet. Me and D Wade.
You're right.
You know,
you're right. But you still got to clear out all your players, so you still got to deplete your whole team to do that, though.
Yeah.
Right, but it's just I don't know, man. I just love the way Golden State was built. Like Golden State drafts Steph Curry. Then the next year they draft Klay Thompson. You know, then they get Draymond Green second round. Then they sprinkle in like the Andre Iguodalas and back in the day the Livingstons and the you know what I mean? Like they all
the Wiseman, yeah.
They built their team.
You think they win the 4 championships without KD?
No, I don't think they would have beat LeBron again.
Me neither. So I mean, that would change their history too. They kind of ring chased a little bit the organization by signing KD for a couple of years.
Well, that's true, but I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that. But then again, in all fairness, though, KD took a little less money to go there because he could have got more money staying in OKC. And Golden State built a foundation though through the draft. Like I said, they had Steph, Klay, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr as the coach, Andre Iguodala. So there's a big difference between adding one free agent to like a good, awesome team, and then like 2 dudes being like, "Yo, let's just start a super team."
They had your Angelo Russell, Wiggins. They
right
got via trades, but yeah,
that would be like back in the day. Like Boston and the Lakers and Celtics had this great rivalry, obviously, with Bird and Magic. That would be like back in the day, like one of those teams like getting eliminated early, and then like Magic calling Larry Bird, be like, yo, man, you know what? Yo, it's kind of hard playing each other each year. Yo, fuck that shit. Come to LA, dog. Boston's cold. And then next thing you know, Magic and Larry are teammates.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah. I don't know. I just like the integrity of the league, you know. Unless it's giving us KD, then fuck the league.
Exactly.
Hey, yo, LeBron, you want to come to Philly too, dog? What's up? You know? But now, you know what? Hey, it's going to be an eventful week because the NBA free agency, I think tampering period starts like Thursday. Nothing could be announced, I don't think, until next week. But I mean, all the you'll start seeing the reports of the
July
deals.
6th.
Yeah, July 6th. But
officially sign
starts July 6th. But you'll see like Woj and everybody and Shams. They'll all come out with their reports. I guess I want to move on to some. I guess we'll move on to some Phillies in a little bit. But I just real quick though. How about some of the other NBA free agent news? Like what do you think? I'm kind of fascinated to see if Jalen Brunson leaves Dallas and goes to New York. I think that'd be a really interesting move.
Well, his dad was saying they ain't taking a pay cut during the season. They're not taking a pay cut to stay in Dallas. So I don't think Dallas is going to be able to give him that kind of money. So I think he definitely is moving, but probably not. But maybe, you know what I'm saying, by what they were saying during the year.
I think Dallas gives him a lot. I think he stays put and he gets the money in Dallas.
Yeah,
I think they should. I think they should pay Brunson.
I wouldn't want to leave playing. I love Luka the way he plays.
And not even that. Brunson carried that team when Luka got hurt.
Yeah, he
got hurt for like 3 weeks, and Brunson,
you're right. He stepped up.
Carried them. They were the 4th seed. If they don't have a backup like Brunson, who was literally able to still run the same exact offense, get his own buckets, get to the basket, obviously not at a Luka clip, but at an enough clip where they still got mad wins and finished the 4th seed, it's hard to move over someone like that. And like Kilrain just said, he also plays with Luka. You know, he can still play right next to him. So,
yeah.
I'd rather have that situation than then going to New York.
Yeah, that's true.
I think when anybody goes to New York, it's a shit show.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's like free. They not release him. I think he's a free agent now, isn't he?
No, I'm saying how he went to the Knicks and did and just shit the bed. That's what happens when you go to the Knicks.
I see what you got. I see what you guys are saying as far as him playing with Luka, but then again, there's another way to look at it too, where Jalen Brunson could go to New York and he's got the key. He's the lead guard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And he gets maxed. And he gets maxed there probably, right?
Right, and then but you know it's amazing though. You stop and think the Eastern Conference is really getting tough though, because if you added Jalen Brunson to the Knicks, like all of a sudden you got Brunson, you got R.J. Barrett, who really came on last year. Then you got Julius Randle. You know, you got the Evan Fournier. Some of these guys.
The young center kid.
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson.
But I just named some good players, but yet even naming them, the Knicks at best are probably like an 8th or 9th seed.
Yeah.
East is deep.
We got Ryan Smitty. You could check Ryan out on Santa Bood First on Thursday nights. He said Jalen's dad is an assistant coach with the Knicks. And he also Jalen Brunson's dad is.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad. And then he's not worried about the Knicks, which I don't blame him there.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Knicks either.
Pat Bernard here. What's our thoughts on Kyrie once he out of Brooklyn and the Sixers are on his list? The Sixers have no interest in Kyrie. I think
only one team is, from what Winhurst said, one team is known to be interested in Kyrie, and that's the Lakers in a sign and trade. Yeah. So all they're offering back is you can have Russell Westbrook if you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can have Russell Westbrook and Tucker and what's his name?
Taylor Horton Tucker or something like that.
Trash, garbage. They're like, yeah, we'll give you Taylor Horton Tucker. Let me get Kevin Durant. That's what the Lakers do, and they pull it off.
Yeah. You know what I think it says? This is just a big dick measuring contest, to be honest with you, because I think what's going to wind up happening is Kyrie's just going to stay. I think Kyrie just opts in for 1 year with the Nets, and then KD goes back there and they give it a 1 year chance, because the Lakers aren't going to get Kyrie for like what Russell Westbrook, right? And then and then Kyrie can go to the Lakers, but he can only sign for a $6 million contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, Kyrie is a weird enough dude to possibly do that.
Well, that's what I mean. But I just feel like
Leaves favorite kind of contest, a nice dick measuring contest.
Don't worry, he's sleeping.
I
don't know. Do you think I could see Kyrie being weird like that though, and just signing for $6 million just to go back and play with LeBron? I could see Kyrie doing some shit like that.
If Kyrie leaves, then KD leaves. You know, I don't see KD staying there without Kyrie. If Kyrie finds a way to figure it out with the Nets, KD stays.
Yeah. See, and again, if you, like you said, you know, you put a healthy Kyrie with a healthy KD with if Ben Simmons actually does play basketball, that Nets team is I mean, where's that put the Sixers? I mean, you got Boston, Milwaukee, Miami, Brooklyn. Christ, who am I forgetting? There's other good. Cleveland's going to be tough again.
Chicago.
Atlanta's going to be better. Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's going to be hard to even make the playoffs in the East. I mean,
the Toronto Raptors.
Dude, we always forget. And Toronto's got a nice team.
Toronto's a 5 seed.
And that OG Abdelnaby guy wants out. I wouldn't mind having him here.
Oh, I wouldn't mind having him at all. I wanted him. That's who me and Joe always talk every day. He'd be the perfect fit for this team. He ain't coming.
Absolutely.
He would. OG could play the Wiggins role. In fact, OG reminds me of Wiggins, kind of. They're similar type players. They're like similar builds, athletic. OG would be the perfect guy, but I'm not giving up Maxey to get him, so I'm not doing that. And I don't see any other way we'd be able to get him, because you're not going to get him for like Tobias and like a 3-way or anything like that,
Right.
I don't know. The Sixers are going to have to luck out with somebody like a Cam Reddish or something. They're going to have to luck out and get somebody that was like a former lottery pick that's in a bad spot and somehow comes here and changes scenery, helps a guy, because I don't see in any other way how it's going to work.
What about a guy like Miles Bridges from Charlotte?
Miles Bridges is going to get paid though, bro.
Yeah, paid.
I was reading that if Miles Bridges leaves Charlotte, either Detroit or Indiana are going to give him a big ass contract.
Pretty much the only teams that have money are the bad teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So all these like these smaller stars that have a chance to get paid, Miles Bridges, they're going to sign to Indiana. Like, let me get my paper,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's another team right there. Detroit Pistons in like a year or two are going to be a problem. Especially imagine if they sign this kid Bridges. All of a sudden you got Cade Cunningham, you got this kid Ivy, you got that boy Sadiq Bey.
They drafted Jalen Duren.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Detroit Pistons could be a problem in a couple of years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gives credence to the fact that the Sixers got to do whatever they can to strike now while Embiid's in his prime, because you fast forward this Embiid and Harden, you fast forward Embiid and Harden 2 years from now, especially 3 years from now, all of a sudden the Sixers are
I also feel like don't sleep on a team like Charlotte. When you got a centerpiece like Melo Ball who loves getting everybody involved that can also do everything he does, you can add a couple pieces here and there that make you a playoff team.
Yeah.
Because like to me, Melo's better than anybody on Cleveland. Melo might be one of the best point guards in the league in 2 years. In the whole league, in top 5, maybe better.
Yeah, Melo's no joke. And then I don't even know if I mentioned the Chicago Bulls. I mean, Chicago Bulls got a nice squad.
Yeah, 100%. And they're going to re-sign Zach LaVine. The only thing, I feel like the Chicago Bulls got a nice squad, but they don't got a lot of future in their squad. They got an old star in LaVine, an old player in DeRozan. Vucevic ain't young. You know what I mean? They ain't got nothing really coming up past these guys. So if you can't add another superstar, your time is almost ended. Pretty much it is ended.
Yeah, that's true. Their window's kind of like the same as the Sixers, except the Sixers got more talent.
Yeah. Exactly. We got a more talented team, so we can compete more than them. They're never gonna. None of their players match Embiid's talent, so they're never going to be able to stay at the top of the division. They're always going to come across a team that's better, younger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
no, I hear you, man. But hey, it's going to be really interesting. But we got we'll have a lot. In the coming weeks, we'll have a lot to talk about as far as these moves. But let's get into a team that's actually playing right now. Philadelphia Phillies just took 3 out of 4. In San Diego, unfortunately they had a hiccup in Texas. They lost the 2 to Texas, but that's going to happen in baseball.
Yeah.
That's
we're 0-4 against Texas Rangers this year. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, let's hope that we're not sitting a game out of the playoffs and we're looking back saying, "Shit, we lost all 4 to Texas." But
true.
Big bounce back weekend though. Padres are banged up, but it's still a good San Diego Padres team, and the Phillies took 3 out of 4.
And we went against Darvish yesterday.
Yeah.
He's first and everything.
Yeah,
strikeouts.
Big home run by Schwartz.
Yeah, man, we needed that.
Yeah.
I went outside. Well, they were losing like 5-something.
yeah, it was like
Come in,
5-2 or
yeah,
something.
5-2, yeah.
And then next thing you know, 7-5. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. So, but unfortunately, we had some bad news that kind of dampened it a little bit. Bryce Harper getting hurt. Yeah, Pat Bernard with a point here. He says 7 and 4 this past week on the road. Yeah, so
That's not bad, man.
that's not bad at all. But that's baseball.
They're 18-6 in June, I think they said 18-6 in June. Yeah.
So Diego, what do you think? I mean, you look at the Phillies lineup, and you got a red hot Schwarber. And I'll tell you another important aspect of the game was Castellanos had some big hits.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. Yeah,
we got to get him going. So, Diego, what's your thoughts? Do you think we can hang in there without Harper? Hello?
He's frozen.
Oh, well, hopefully we can hang in there better than that connection. So, Paul, Paul, what do you think? You think
that's a big loss, man? And you know what? It's a big loss. Same shit happened to Moniak too. He was on a roll down spring training, and he got hit by a pitch, and he broke his hand or wrist, whatever. It's ridiculous that this happens to this team. That's a big loss, man. And if it's a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks, we can survive. That's great. But if it's a couple months, man, it's gonna be tough. I think it's going to be I mean, especially, Castellanos finally got some hits yesterday, but he's been struggling. Real Muto hasn't really been done much. You can rely on Schwarber, relying on, who else in the lineup besides Schwarber right now? I mean, that you can trust.
Yeah, I mean, Diego's power went out, so that's why he froze. So,
okay.
All right, so no more Diego. We'll have to get Diego's thoughts next time, but no, I mean in the lineup, you got to hope that Castellanos gets going, and then you got to hope that Schwarber continues to hit the ball, and then
you need Reese.
And here, Pat Bernard with a good point here. He says Realmuto bouncing back is a good sign. He's been going to the batting cages early before games. Well, he needed to.
Yeah. I think he just needs, not only like Pat said with the batting cage, I think he needs like maybe a good 2 days rest, man. Because
this kid Stubbs is playing.
That dude Stubbs actually step up pretty good too. I like him as a backup.
He plays like a guy like he's 6 something, and he's proven his bat and his point. And I'm all with it, but.
Yeah, Stubbs is playing well in a part-time roles. I mean, Stubbs is out there, like you said, he's 5'10", but he's walking around like he's carrying a big package here. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really coming.
He's really home run too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. Yeah, he's playing big.
No, I understand what Pat's saying. Boom, 2 for 3 doubles. Realmuto started to bounce back. Yes, but it's all about consistency because there's times nobody shows up.
And his bomb, I like his offense, but his defense, him and Reese, sucks to me. But
I'll tell you, obviously, Harper getting hurt, there's nothing positive about that. Obviously, the guy's an MVP caliber. The one thing I will say, and this isn't, obviously I'd rather have Harper, but Castellanos can nail DH. And Castellanos was coming here to DH. So I'm really wondering if putting him in the designated hitter role and having him not play the field, if he's really going to start taking off hitting, because he's not that good of a fielder. And I do wonder if maybe him playing the field was messing with his bat.
Probably. It probably or mental block, either or. But
so then who we rolling in the outfield then? Vierling?
Well, I think there'll be some games where Odubel plays center, Vierling plays right. Whatchamacallit? You might have, maybe Moniak plays. Moniak will play here and there. The kid they just signed,
Robertson.
Who's Machado? Oscar Machado.
Cleveland Guardians. Yeah,
he's not much of a hitter though. I think he's like a 200 hitter. So I mean, what he's like
202 with 4 home runs.
He's like a glorified Roman Quinn.
Career high 230. Career 235 hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not doing much.
Yeah.
Paul. Oh,
Yeah,
Paul
that's
Spencer.
the
Yeah, I'm
thing,
gonna get it. Yeah, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get into that now because that was the next thing I wanted to get into. Paul Spencer. You could check him out on the Out of the Box Network. He does a show that's really good called the Fight Club tomorrow night, and he does the Dallas Cowboys show on Wednesday nights. Paul says Morton, Wright, Anderson, then Freed. 3 out of 4 in favor of the Braves. Hope you're wrong there, Paul.
Yeah.
Because that's actually because I wanted to get into that next because going in we got a huge series starting tomorrow night, Phillies versus the Braves. So Paul Spencer already put his thoughts out there. We'll get into that in a minute. Let me see Pat Bernard with a comment here. He says his concerns for this upcoming series against the Braves: we stink at home against the Braves and the Mets. Well, they got to turn that around,
Something's got to give and something's got to change. Yeah. I mean,
so what's your thoughts on this Brave series, Paul?
Yeah, I'm looking at their pitchers. I mean, their starters are really good. I mean, they're all low ERAs. Yeah, I mean, and we're playing at home. We're playing at home against them, and they've been on a roll like we were for a while. And we're chasing them in the division right now too, behind the Mets. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. I mean, it's hard to argue against Paul. 3 out of 4 favored, but I hope at least split.
True.
Yeah, and it's only a 3-game series versus the Braves. It's 3. Yeah, it's 3. Yeah, I was wondering. Okay. Yeah, because we're off. Yeah, because we're off to. But I'm just hoping that we can take. I'm hoping we could take 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, but yeah.
Now see, Pat, I disagree with this. I was watching Pat's show yesterday, and I mean, we're 18-6 in June, and Pat's talking about possibly selling. He goes, "Is this a sell or buy telltale series?" No, you don't sell when you have a $200 and some million payroll. I mean, John
too early too. Anyway, to talk about that.
Yeah, John Middleton didn't spend all this money to go and sell people. I mean, if anything, they're going to buy. I mean, I was reading that Dombrowski might be interested in that kid. The guy from the Kansas City,
Andrew Benatella.
That's it. Yeah.
In 2015, and
he's really with the Red Sox. Wasn't he with the Red Sox?
Yeah.
2015, he drafted. But like I said to you earlier, Duke can hit, Duke can run. When I mean that, steal, and he plays real good in the outfield. He has a nice live arm, and that's something that we lack in center field. I say bye-bye Odubel, hello Andrew.
Yeah, he would be perfect because, you could put him out there in right field right now, and then keep Castellanos as DH, and then and then obviously when Bryce comes back, maybe that kid could play a little center when Bryce comes back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did anybody see if there was an update? Was there an update on Bryce? I mean, I was seeing possibly 6 weeks or something like that. But it's anyway. He's out at least.
Yeah, but it says 4 to 6 weeks, but could be longer. They're saying he could be a couple of months too.
Depends on how he heals, fracture or a break. Yeah.
Well, let's see where we're at. All right, so let's just say 7 weeks. Where will we be if it was 7 weeks from now? Where are we? We're sometime in August, right?
Yeah. Beginning of August or mid August, you're talking.
I guess it would be the end of August, right? Because the one thing they got going for him is one of those weeks is the All-Star break. So at least so if he does need surgery, let's hope he gets it within the next few days, because when the All-Star week comes, that takes away 1 week pretty much right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or at least the better part of a week. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of equate this Harper injury to remember in 2007, Chase Utley broke his hand.
Yes, exactly.
And I remember saying, "Oh man, the Phillies are screwed."
2007. Yeah,
the Phillies are screwed. Blah blah blah. But Gillick went out and got that guy Iguchi, or I think was it
Deguchi?
Yeah, Deguchi, whatever. And
from the Mariners,
right? Yeah. And they had enough good players. They stayed in the race, and and
like
that's
you said, it's these guys, your unsung heroes that. Guy you think you can't count on, they come up and they step up for you in a big way.
Nah, Pat, if we go 0-3 against the Braves, you may consider selling Bohm or Reese. Nah,
No.
I don't. I don't think so. I don't think so. No, you're not doing that. I mean, this isn't football. You don't. I mean, you know what I mean? Like baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm
I think
saying?
that's
Like,
I don't know. I mean, you're saying 0-3, but we got our best pitcher, arguably our best pitcher coming pitching, right?
you got
Wheeler's
tomorrow.
going, right?
Wheeler's pitching
well,
tomorrow.
I think Wheeler goes tomorrow, and
Yeah.
I think no, and Nola goes either Wednesday or Thursday, correct?
Yeah. So
Nola pitched last Friday.
and Nola's been pitching great. So, you really can't, over amount of athletes going 0-3.
See, here's the thing.
Wright versus Suarez.
Okay, right, yeah.
And then to be determined for the last game of the Braves.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Obviously, Bryce Harper is a future Hall of Famer, probably MVP candidate. He's a major loss. But we got to keep it in perspective, though. It's baseball. It's as good as Bryce Harper is, he's one of 9 in a lineup that's still. I would argue that even without Bryce Harper, this lineup should still score 4 to 5 runs a game. So if the Phillies can continue to get good pitching. And one encouraging sign is the bullpen actually stepped it up. The bullpen has 18 inning scoreless streak or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if the Phillies keep getting good pitching, if Castellanos starts getting hot, if Schwarber could keep hitting, you got Segura's coming back in the next, I think, week or two, and he's going to help. So I see no reason why this team can't at least stay within striking distance of the wild card. And if Bryce does come back, I don't know. I'm liking what I saw. I mean, I don't know how you cannot like what you see now. The Phillies 18-6.
Dude, they're fighting. They're just when you think they're out, they somehow come back up. Man.
It's like the Sopranos. Remember the Sopranos are like, just when I thought I was out, they brought me back in. It's the Phillies, right?
That's what it's all about, man. They're exciting, and it was a shame to see Nola take that 1-0 loss.
I know,
right? Yeah.
The guy can't get a break, man. And his older brother outshined him, unfortunately.
His brother got the run,
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Pat says Schwarber's been great. Castellanos hit 4 out of 5 yesterday. Good signs. Yep, that's
That's
why
what we need.
That and then even a guy like Didi could get hot. You know what I mean? Like I said, as great as Harper is, and he's a major loss, they have guys that could get hot. I mean, look at what Schwarber's been killing it.
Yeah.
Well, he's up there with Dominic Brown, like they said.
No, right?
Well, let's hope it's not. Yeah, let's hope he doesn't follow that career path. Yeah.
21 to his 23.
It's crazy. It's crazy that stat's out there. It's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, anything can go.
Dominic Brown's out of baseball, right?
Yeah, he's coaching.
I think he's playing in like a Mexican league or something.
Wow.
Yeah, he's down there with it's crazy, man. It's friggin' nuts. Dominic Brown. I mean, you talk about a guy that had a great month, and he looked like he was heading for superstar.
Yes, I remember that. Man.
I remember when Dominic Brown had his first hit, and I put the corniest saying on Facebook ever. I was like, "What can Brown do for you? A double?" You know what I mean? And then I was like, "Damn, that was so corny."
That was his moniker. Yeah, what can Brown do?
Yeah, what can Brown do for you? Meanwhile, as it turned out, Brown took a big Brown because he took a major after that first half of 2013.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, before we get out of here, I want to get a little bit of hockey talk real quick. But all right. So our next, what do we got? Our next 6 games, we got 3 with Atlanta, and then we got the Cardinals. Coming down, and the Cardinals are playing good ball. Goldschmidt is hitting the shit out of the ball.
Him and everybody is. Edmund.
Yeah.
Arenado. And these guys I never even heard of. Herrera.
Aren't the Cardinals always like that?
They've always been like that. You get hurt, the next man comes in.
The Cardinals, ever since, I mean, I feel like the majority of the years since I've been watching baseball since what 86, and you probably the same pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Aren't the Cardinals are like they never suck for a long period of time.
They're always
They
in it,
always find a way. You know what I mean? Like they always sit there and get guys in their minor leagues or. Oh, we got a comment. Linda Duarte. Hello, everyone. Hi, Linda. How you doing?
Hello, Linda. How you doing?
Thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching. But the Cardinals have always been pretty good. You know, they never suck.
Door. Look at when Matt Carpenter got hurt. Who was that one guy? I mean, it's these small names, but you know they come up big, man.
Pat Bernard with a good. I always thought of this. I agree with you, Pat. They're the NL Yankees. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. And remember Scott Rowland with the famous last words saying "baseball heaven."
Yeah,
that made me sick. But you know what though? I got to keep it real. He was kind of right at the time.
Yankees have 11 walk-offs.
Well, the Yankees are unreal, man.
Yeah, Judge, man, he's unreal.
They're on a pace of they're on their 1998 pace, I think. Maybe even ahead of it when the Yankees won the World Series in '98. Yeah, but all right, real quick. The next 6 games, so we got 3 with Atlanta, 3 with the Cardinals. Paul, what's our record in the next 6?
3-3.
3-3. Okay, you know, against 2 good teams, I don't think that's terrible. What do you think, Sean?
I agree with him. Yeah.
All right, I'm going out of the box. I'm as a pun with my man Paul Spencer for his network. I'm thinking out of the box here. I'm going to say 4-2. I'm going to say 4-2. The Phillies are playing really good ball, and I think they keep it up, man. And they're at home, and I think it's time to start stacking some home wins. So I think they're going to keep it up here. We already got to that. All right, so but we're going to wrap it up here we go. Oh wow! All right, so Kyrie just opted into his contract. Well, there goes the Kevin Durant thoughts. Damn. Yeah. Well, no championship for us, I guess. Shit. Start the process again. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm only kidding. But nah. So anyway, like I said, before we get out of here, there was a hockey game on last night. You know, I
was there?
Yeah. Well, I know hockey's been dead in this town, but the NHL playoffs actually were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Diego. So much for that. Yeah. Oh well. But anyway, you know, I got to give props, man, because Tampa Bay showed the heart of a champion, but Colorado, man, boy, I mean they were like so fast. They reminded me like they were like the '80s Oilers out there with how fast they were.
That's exactly what Messier said. And their puck handling is phenomenal. That passing.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched a little bit last night. I'm like, wow, like they're gonna win. And sure enough, they did.
Well, the third the third period, I was rooting for Tampa only simply because I wanted to see there be a game 7. And you watch that third period. I mean, Tampa. You know what I think it was? I think I read a stat which said Tampa's played more games in the last 3 seasons than because of being in the Cup Finals. That Tampa looked like they were out of legs. They were out of juice.
Probably.
You know, I mean, that's a lot of hockey to play in 3 years. What did you think, Paul? What was your impressions of the Stanley Cup Finals?
Yeah, man. You know, it's fairly exciting one. 2 great teams going at it. You know, that's definitely what the NHL needs is that kind of matchup. But Pat's saying here, new dynasty. Like, come on, let's be real here. Is it possibly? It could be, but dude, they won 1 cup, dude. Like, let's see what happens next year. Let's see if anyone leaves free agency. Let's see what happens. You know, it's possible, but you can't say new dynasty right now. You can't say that.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? Like Pat with this thing. That's like an 18-year-old kid that got his first piece of ass, and then he's running around telling an old guy how to pick up girls. Like, yo, dog. You know what I mean? Like, yo, dog, settle down. Like, yo, many props to you. You got your John wet. Hey, many props to you. All right, but like, you're not exactly an expert. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, you know, Colorado they definitely can become a dynasty because they have a lot of talent. But let's see what happens next year because, I mean, hey, Tampa, you know, no professional sports team has three-peated since the 2000 to 2002 Lakers. Every single time a team has tried it, they've come up a little short because it's so hard to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is the war of attrition. I mean, you know, like Tampa Bay playing all those games. I mean, those dudes, Tampa Bay definitely had the heart of a champion, because I got to be honest, I think Colorado, it was their year, and I think they're Tampa Bay's a very good team. I think Colorado was heads and shoulders the better team, but Tampa showed a lot of heart taking that to 6. You know what I mean? Just from championship heart and great goaltending, you know?
Yeah. I don't think you see another team do that, you know?
So I don't know. Let's just hope that the what I got out of watching that, though, is like the Flyers are like light years away from these teams.
My God. Who?
I mean, we got a lot of moves.
Did you hear that stat? That guy on Tampa Bay, Corey Perry, lost 3 cups in 3 years.
Wow.
I know. Can you imagine? Is he like,
dude, you're not winning it, John.
Is he the John Lieb? Yo, is he the John Lieb in the NHL?
Yeah. No, right?
Yo, who was the one guy last night in the game, Paul, if you've seen it? Guy was pretty good scorer. He broke his stick, and the equipment dude didn't have another stick. He went into the locker room.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Wow. I didn't see that.
Yeah. No. I don't know who it is, but, yo, he was so pissed. He threw his gloves at the equipment guy and went right into the locker room.
Yeah, Pat Bernard here with a point. He says Colorado was stacked on all 4 lines. Totally agree there. Joe Sakic in the front office. He had Mario Lemieux, Adam Foote, Peter Forsberg. That late 90s team was stacked. Yeah, they were great teams. That was you know, for me, that was
hockey.
That was when I was really into hockey back then. I know you were too, Paul, because remember how those Lindros teams and the Legion of Doom. We would watch our Flyers, and then you watch. You know, it was great. Remember the Detroit Colorado games? They were like worst, dude.
Man.
Like Claude Lemieux. Remember Claude Lemieux like cheap shot at somebody? I think it was, or something.
From behind, yeah.
I mean, those were some hockey games, man.
Yeah. And Robert, man.
That was they were great games. And then you had like the Flyers playing the Rangers. Flyers Devils. I mean, the Devils were like they were like losing by like 1,000 cuts, because you fall behind like 1-0 to the Devils, and you're like, shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you couldn't score. You know,
Brodeur, Steven.
Playing against the Devils, I felt like I was watching a freaking soccer game. You know what I mean? Like you fall behind like 1 or 2-0. You're like, damn, we're fucked, dude. Shit, we got to try to get through this neutralized trap. You know. Yeah. But the Red Wings and the Colorado, I mean, they were, you know, that was hockey. That was hot. That was some great hockey back then. But yeah, I'm hopefully, you know, so we got the Avs took the cup, and, you know, hopefully the Flyers can make some moves and you know, try to at least improve this team, make them watchable, because, you know, the Stanley Cup playoffs were watchable, but the Flyers were, I think the Flyers were unwatchable.
Joe, did you get the email from the Flyers for buying season tickets already?
I did, yeah. I know. Yeah, you know, it's funny. The guy actually called me, and he was like, "Oh, any interest?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm good." You know, I mean, and I you know me, dude, I'm not a bandwagon fan, but I can't justify paying all that money. The Flyers, you know, Flyers tickets are still mad pricey.
Really?
Oh yeah, like Paul and I split. We split a season, and I think, what did it average? Like, what was it, like $3,800 or something we paid or whatever?
Yeah.
And we were at like the top of the stadium.
Oh, dude,
you know, and I can't just, because the problem is, see, with the Sixers, it's worth it, because the games you don't go to, you make money on the games you sell.
Yes.
The Flyers, I mean, you're grabbing your ankles like you're going to get gas. You know what I'm saying? Like you're taking it. You're taking it.
Wow.
Selling Flyers tickets
that's
right now.
Robbery, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Pretty much.
He's got a point. Right now, the Flyers are the Detroit Lions of hockey, which is very frustrating, because the Flyers used to be an upper echelon franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's just hope somebody can find a way. What? Shame. So, but anyway, well, I don't know. Well, you know what? We're going to get ready to get out of here. Yeah, I think my little guy's giving me the cue, because I got to. Hey, what's up, Joey? Hi, pal. Yeah, so anyway, so we're going to get ready to wrap it up here. But make sure you check out all the shows on Devereaux Sports. Check out all the shows on the Out of Box Network. Tomorrow night, I think there's a Union show tomorrow night, Gus in Austin. So all you Union fans out there, make sure you check him out. And yeah, Pat Bernard says hi, Joey. And yeah, so check out all the shows on Devereaux Sports. Check out all the shows on the Out of Box Network. And check out all the shows on EOP. You know, keep it going. Everybody's out here trying their best, and yeah, check them all out. And have a great night, everybody. Go Sixers, make some moves. Go Phillies, and let's get back in the race. See y'all.